Is anybody watching? Hi, Mary Lou. Please share if you would, and hopefully we'll get a few more people joining us. I don't know if people are just on late or I'm not sure. Did the State of the Union address start at 8 or is that starting at 9? Hi, Sherry. Sherry, congratulations to you and your Kansas City Chiefs. What an ending that was. What a fourth quarter. It was exciting. I know Beth Jones is excited too. Hi, Pam and Patty. Welcome, everyone. Please share. It was a nail biter. Looked like your party was fun. I would have enjoyed coming. But I have been working a lot and worked last Saturday and this coming Saturday as well. So felt like I needed to stay home on Sunday. Plus I had to work early Monday morning. So that would have been a long drive back. Okay. Thank you, everybody who's with me tonight. Thanks for sharing. While we're waiting for a couple people to jump on, I want to show you a couple of things. This was a simple gift I received from somebody, from Debbie Price, I believe, at my Creative Escape weekend. And she just used a simple brown bag, but she decorated it with the Something For You tag, which she colored and punched. That is, I believe, one of our host sets in the annual catalog. So that's a fun little thing. And what a great reminder. All we need is a little something to make something extra special. I received this calendar in the mail from my friend Joyce Whitman, Spread Your Wings and Fly. And I like that. She and I are have been known to brainstorm creative ideas, business ideas, and things together. So it was fun to get this from her. I believe this was one of her projects at her customer appreciation event or celebration kickoff, something like that. And then finally, I received this card from Marion Henrik on my team, thanking me for a gift I had sent her at Christmas time. And just simple and pretty and fun. May your New Year's dreams come true. And it hasn't felt like winter in Ohio, but it's probably coming very soon. And this card is therefore very appropriate. So let me set these aside somewhere. Okay. Next, I want to give a quick plug. Oh, Lisa, I'm glad you found me. Hello, Mary Lou and Catherine. Who else? Dana, welcome. And remember, it's not too late to share. You can share beginning, middle, end, after, whenever. But I want to give a little plug for my latest class by mail. It's the Honeybee Suite, or Honeybee Bundle, I should say, which contains this stamp set and the detailed bees dies. Okay, you're going to get all of that. You're going to get a full package of the Golden Honey, I think? Golden Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. And you're going to get a set of 2, or maybe they come in 3s. Actually, I think they come in 3s. of the blender pens. I don't have a new package to show you, so I just pulled out a couple, but I believe it's a package of 3. So you're going to get all of this for $69. So you're already getting a sweet deal. Plus you're going to get the makings, the cardstock pre-cut envelopes that you need to make 10 cards, 2 each of these designs. And of course, I'll have a PDF tutorial with color photos that you'll receive, and some of them are stamped inside as well. Now you might be wondering, Mary, why the blender pens? Why a set of blender pens in there? I'll tell you, because you can see on here, I've colored in some of the stripes on the honeybees. And if I have a Daffodil Delight or any kind of yellow Stampin' Right marker, that works perfectly. But not everybody has the markers. Therefore, if you have the blender pens, you can use these with any of our classic Stampin' pads. And they work just like markers. What happens is you just, I can use one of the pads right here. You just dip the tip into, I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper, into the ink pad, and you can see it's picked up the ink, and then just color with it, okay? And you can put more ink on to make it darker, okay? When you're ready to switch to a new color, you just clean it off like this until it runs clear. You can see it's getting lighter and lighter. And now all that Mary Merlot ink is out of it, so I can switch to another color. And then same thing, when I'm finished with that Mossy Meadow, I'm going to clean it just like that. Keep moving it around. You want to twirl it a little bit to make sure you're getting all sides clean. And there it's clean. I'm ready to move to a new color. So that way, if somebody doesn't have the Daffodil Delight marker or other yellow, they can use their blender pens. The other reason I thought blender pens would be a great thing to include with this class by mail is the specialty paper it's mainly black and white with some gold on it. So there's lots of places that you can color with your markers. Now these stripes, this was black and white paper. I used a sponge dauber, dipped it in the ink pad, and just colored on those white stripes. Here I used a blender pen, picking up Melon Mambo ink. And here I used a blender pen to color the yellow on the bees as well as the Melon Mambo on the flowers. Okay? So all of that for $69 plus everything you need, the ribbon, the cardstock, the envelopes to make 10 cards. So it's a great, great deal at $69. The bundle alone is $41.50 plus markers is $12. And that's how I'm able to give you a whole pack of the specialty paper, because that's free with sale-a-bration for a $50 order. So this plus the blender pens puts me over that $50, shipping and tax, a little extra, and you got your card kit and ready to go. So great value, a sweet deal. I hope you will consider purchasing that class by mail. And you also have the option to purchase just the PDF tutorial for $15. Okay, that was listed on my blog this week, and it also went out in my in an email invitation. But if you need that information, all you have to do is message me, and I'll get it right out to you. Okay, let's get started on today's project. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about today in general because today Stampin' Up! Released 6 new products. They are coordination products. That means the 6 products that they put out were designed to coordinate with, change my lighting here a little bit, to coordinate with other products that we already have. So one of the stamp sets that we already had out was the Positive Thoughts stamp set from the mini catalog. And I thought it was beautiful just on its own. Okay, I especially love the sentiments. The florals I can always do stuff with, but I really, really, really love this. Okay. Well, now we have the Nature's Thoughts dies that coordinate with it. And you get a lot of dies. Some of these coordinate directly with the stamped images, like these three that I'll be using tonight, as well as, I want to say, this feather. Okay. And the others don't match a stamped image, but they coordinate with the whole bundle, the whole theme of the bundle. Okay. So a wonderful, wonderful add-on product to an already wonderful stamp set. So let me first of all show you some cards I made. Okay. And basically, these are all the same layout with just a little changing up. Okay. Marilyn, thank you. You like my style. I love to hear that. Oh, Dana, this is what you were hoping to see. Awesome. So basically, I just have a plain old card base. I used this large die that cuts out a rectangle. It's about 3 by 4 1/4-ish. Here's another way to use designer series paper. You can actually cut out a background using a die as kind of a focal centering point for your cards. And that's what I did here. These prints are from the Tropical Oasis designer series paper. Okay. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Mary, it's a beautiful stamp set. I love that it has dies to cut out those images. But boy, that sure is a lot of stamping and die cutting for just a few cards. I'm going to show you tonight how to speed up that process by using your Stamparatus. And even if you don't have the Stamparatus, please stay on and follow along because I want you to see this great benefit of having the Stamparatus. Okay, so beautiful cards. Oh, and by the way, the color scheme here that I used, I just pulled from the Tropical Oasis designer series paper. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention about that is some of the die cutting, what do I want to say? These little pieces I also cut from designer series paper. Okay. Here for the butterflies, I actually stamped on designer series paper and then cut them out. Okay, so a couple different ways to use that designer series paper. All right, so here is my Stamparatus demonstration of how to stamp a lot of these things, a lot of the pieces and parts for these cards, without going crazy, because it can be kind of tedious to stamp a leaf, cut it on the Big Shot, stamp a flower, cut it on the Big Shot, stamp a butterfly, cut it on the Big Shot, and to repeat that process over and over and over, especially if, like here, you want several of the leaves, okay, or maybe you want several of the flowers, or maybe you're just making a whole bunch of cards. I'm going to show you what I think is a very time-efficient way to do this, as well as precise way to stamp and cut. So I have a piece of 6x7 Whisper White cardstock on here, and I'm pushing it all the way up to the corner. Every time you use your Stamparatus, be sure that your cardstock is pushed all the way to the corner. Okay. Actually, I didn't even think to get my magnets out. Put one there. I put some washi tape on my magnets just so it'd be a little bit easier to pull the magnets off. Okay. So now I'm going to ink up each of these stamps. I'm going to take you through the process entirely, okay? The leaves I'm going to ink up with Mossy Meadow. I'm going to ink up the flower, something on there, with Mary Merlot. So I'm going to use a different color combination for tonight's card. And then I'm using Night of Navy for the butterfly. I'm going to close my stamping plate and I'm going to press down on these images firmly. I love how I got ink on the stamping plates, but it doesn't come off on my cardstock. Okay, so you see that? My next step then would be to take these stamped images, and don't go away, there's a lot more to this process. And I'm going to now put the dies on my paper. Oops, I might be out of view there. This should be better. Okay, and I will say it is important that you match these up well and precisely the first time. And if you do it precisely the first time, you'll be all set. Okay, no problems whatsoever. And to make sure that the dies don't move, especially because I'm putting 3 dies on at one time, use that washi tape. I'm sure you've seen me use that several times in the past to hold dies in place while die cutting so they don't jump around or move when they're going through, even if you're using the magnetic plate. I want you to use the washi tape. Okay, you want to get everything lined up as precisely as you can. You're going to love this. Just you wait. Okay, and lastly, my butterfly. Let me pull this washi up. It's already sticking. Just like that. Now I'll cut all 3 of these out at once, which you know this part, but again, don't go away because there's so much more to show you. Okay, so I have these 3 stamped and cut out with the dies, looking awesome, right? Now I need more of those. Instead of having to do that stamp and then line these up perfectly each time, I then just put my finger in that ink. Did you see that? I just put it right in that ink. Let me wipe that up. Okay. Ugh. Okay. I'm going to pull the dies off this. Do not throw this away. We're going to use this piece. Okay. And we're going to put this in place just like it was on the Stamparatus to begin with. I'm going to put my magnets there. Now, I want to show you that I previously, to going live, cut out a bunch of pieces. Okay. Some leaves, some butterflies. What's in there funny? And some flowers. The flowers might be a little bit tricky lining up. I didn't mark one edge there, but worth it. Okay, so I've got that. You see that? Now I'm going to go back and re-ink my images. Remember, you do have to re-ink your images each time, because just like regular stamping, you're taking ink off of the stamp and putting it on the paper. Okay, I think that looks good. I'm going to flip this over, and you want to press down firmly again. Lift up, and look at that. My leaves, my flowers, and my butterfly. Perfectly stamped and cut out. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Butterflies. Let's see here. Nope. Oh, if I could get this matched up. Come on, Mary. You can do it, girl. Here we go. And the leaves. And I'm going to do the same thing again. And to be honest, I like to go in the same order of the ink, because if I start just grabbing and going and not having any kind of order or rhyme or reason, I will tend to pick up the wrong ink pad. Okay, so I do green, red, blue. But, you know, of course you can do whatever you want. Again, pressing firmly. Lift up, and again, I have all three images perfectly stamped and cut out. Now, isn't this a lot faster to match up the dies to the stamped image one time instead of every time? And then you just start placing your cutout images in there. Well, this flower's giving me a little trouble, isn't it? I shouldn't say trouble, because it's worth the effort. But I should have marked it. Okay, come on there. Here we go. There. What I probably should have done with the flower is mark the direction somehow, but not a biggie. Just takes a couple extra seconds. Okay, and once again, ink that up. If you're making several of one type of card, or you're involved in a card swap and need, you know, a dozen or 20 or whatever, this is a good way to do that. Just make sure those cut pieces are sitting in there neatly. Okay, because then everything will be lined up just so. How many of you own the Stamparatus already? Whoops, I think I did not move my paper over enough. Do you see that? I think I lifted it up when I moved that. So that one's not perfect, but still okay. But that was my fault, not the fault of the Stamparatus. Do you see the difference there? Good, bad. That was my fault because I moved the paper. I should have picked it up and pushed it back to the corner, which I did not do. But let me do this one more time because that's just how many I had cut out. And then we'll get on to making a card that perhaps you would like to win tonight. Okay, be sure and let me know. Be sure and let me know what you think of this method. Do you own the Stamparatus? Well, hi Alice and Amelia. Hello Carol. Oh, you have it and you love it, Carol. Awesome. Yes, I have the extra plates too, Dana. They are worth it, as well as the bag. I love the bag. Have you all seen the bag, the Stamparatus bag? I have to say, let me show it to you really quickly. I'm going to set that aside for now. Here's the Stamparatus bag. I absolutely love it. It's got this wonderful strap. The quality of the fabric and the craftsmanship is excellent. And it zips all the way open. I have my extra grid papers that I used. I have room for extra cutting plates. There's a little pocket I put my washi tape in. So what I typically do is put my extra plates and that Stampin' mat. You use this with the photopolymer stamps. I put that in that pocket and they're held in place there. And then the Stamparatus just fits right inside here. I zip it up. It's convenient for me to take to a Stampin' Up party or to a crop. So just fabulous. Okay, let's make a card. So now I have all these pieces. I'm going to put those boo-boos aside. But I have all these pieces to work with now. And this took me much less time this way, don't you think, than if I had stacked everything individually and then cut them out on the Big Shot individually. Okay. So let's just go ahead and use this. This is Mary Merlot. I went ahead and cut some of these background pieces just like I did for the other 3 cards I showed you. Okay, but this time I cut from the, what's it called? Pressed Petals Designer Series paper, which is in our annual catalog. And the ironic thing is, when I flipped it over, I started thinking, wow, these images in this stamp set, the Positive Thoughts stamp set, really work nicely with the printed side, the pattern or floral side of the DSP. But I'm using this tonight. So there's this linen one. There's this script and then a wood grain. I think I'm going to use the script on here. And how about, I'll change up the layout by putting this in the center of my card rather than the corner like I did here. Yes, Sherry, it is so much more efficient. I was so excited when I learned this, and honestly, I don't remember where I saw it first, but I know several demonstrators are using that method, which is awesome. Yes, and that washi tape, who would have thought that something like washi tape could be what I would consider a staple, something I absolutely have to have. I need it in my collection. And you can always kind of lay things out and see where you want them to go. That's exactly what I did when I made those other 3 cards. Now for this, I think I want to pop it up on dimensionals. My finished basement is still not ready for classes, and I'm getting frustrated by that. Just haven't had time, and then moving things, the lifting and everything has gotten to be a little much for me, and I've had to step back from some of that. I think I'll go more. No, maybe I'll go up here. I don't know, I might want 2 on here. I'm going to use 2 on here, I think. I'm going to pop that one up, but this one I'm just using snail. And it'll kind of go behind there. Yeah. And then one of these butterflies right up here. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Hi, Leah. I hope your recovery is going well. Shar, thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. Okay, how about, what do you say? This one? Oh, it seems a little dark for that. I'm going to go with the linen on this. Look at that, and look how I could use this side of it. Oh, fun. I'll have to remember that next time I pull out this bundle, to use it with the Press Petals specialty paper. Okay, does that look straight? Sometimes the lighting in here, especially at night, kind of throws me off. I think it's another one of those age things I hate to admit. Okay. All right, let's do the same. I won't say the same. Let's do something similar. Okay. And this, I'm going to take across the bottom like this. Put my Mary Merlot flower on there. So isn't this an awesome, awesome... Oh, Leah, you're going home Friday. I'm so happy for you. I know you're excited about that. Here's to great progress. I'm happy for you. Okay. Okay, there's another one. Okay, and let's do one more. How are we doing? You're liking these? Okay, don't forget to comment because I will be giving some cards away. Now this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and make this card horizontal or landscape position. I think another neat thing to change up these cards would have been to either do use an embossing folder on the card front, or to do maybe some tone-on-tone stamping on the card front. Okay. Now this time I am gonna reach for this one that's cut, not cut perfectly. I should say it was cut perfectly. I didn't have the paper in position perfectly. But I think with everything else on the card, it'll work out okay. No, having a hard time picking these up. I really like the sentiments in here. Did you catch those? Sending positive thoughts and feel good wishes. You can use that for so many different things. You know, people going through an illness, or grieving a death, or perhaps just a difficult time in their lives, the loss of a job, or a divorce, or having to move to a new location, anything like that. Okay. Oh, I have 3 butterflies left. So this is a fun way to also kind of mix and match. Yes, a great encouragement set, hugs, prayers, and love. And sometimes that's all people need, is to know that they're thought of. Okay, they get that encouragement and support from a friend. Okay, I'm going to change this up like this. And then I'm going to put one more butterfly over here. Okay, now I have that. Now on these, of course, you would want to add a piece of neutral cardstock inside. Okay. You're right, Wendy. We all need encouragement. Oh, these aren't even cut properly. Or my card. Ah! That card base. I even thought the border doesn't seem right on that. Okay, well, I'll scrap that one. Not sure why that was. But now I might want to just stick this butterfly on the inside of this card. And then it's just, oh, maybe I'll go right in the center. Okay. Dress up the inside a little bit. I have this other odd flower here. I'm deciding, should I put it like that perhaps? Yeah, I think I'm going to put that on the front of this card. So just a fun way to, a fun, efficient way to stamp and die cut things, and then you can just mix and match. Now, before we, so those are those three, and I'll have to shape that one up because the fold, the score line's in the wrong place. Okay, but you get the idea. What do you think? Very pretty. Okay, awesome. Now, I want to tell you one more thing about this method. Now, you can see here, I had one color scheme. I used Old Olive, Mango Melody. This is, what is it? Soft Suede. And then I've got some Pool Party in there too. Okay. Here, I'm using Rococo Rose, Mary Merlot, Night of Navy, and Mossy Meadow. All right. Look at this. I could make the same card again and again and again, but do totally different color schemes each time. And the way I would do that is take my Simply Chamois and clean the ink completely off my stamps there. Okay, this one's kind of juicy. Let me switch to this one. I don't know how I got ink on the back of that, but I did, the back of that plate. So just go through and clean up all of your stamps like that. And now you're ready for a whole new choice of colors, whole new color scheme, okay? Perhaps, let's think of one. What would be a good color scheme? How about something really bright? How about Call Me Clover, Highland Heather, and how about Pacific Point here? Okay. So fun. Marilyn, yes, a good card for gift sets. I get ink everywhere. It is nice to know you're not just like us. Yes, I am just like you. Look at me. Okay. And it's probably on my sleeve somewhere too. You know what, ladies? We just keep it real. That's what I love about Facebook Lives. You know, if I do a video, which it's been a long time since I've just done a standard video, I always feel like it's a major production. It takes me so long because I feel like if I'm doing a video, everything has to be perfect. If I'm doing it live, I give myself some grace. All of you give me some grace because you see me making mistakes and you see that I learn to just roll with them because that's what we do when we're on our own. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have enjoyed watching the process I used in creating tonight's cards. And I want to give a couple of cards away. So if you are watching and you have not already commented, please do. You're welcome to comment again. Every comment counts for the drawing. And please remember that we have a brand new coordination product to go with the Positive Thoughts stamp set. So if you're interested in the Nature's Thoughts dies, you can contact me to place an order, or you can place your order for these products and any others on my website. maryknabe.stampinup.net. And when you're placing online orders, I would ask that you use the monthly host code. That helps me accumulate some things for prizes and freebies and such like that. Which just reminded me, I did not pick the winner for the VIP challenge, so I'll have to go gather that information and do that as well. I also have a list of people who made a purchase in the online store using the host code last month in January. So I'm getting ready to mail out a free embellishment to each of them. And I'm offering the same reward, I'll call it, for online orders this month. If you place an online order of $35 or more using the host code, I will send you an embellishment at the first week of the next month. Okay, I just decided it's easier to wait till the end of the month, gather my list, and send them all out at once. Easier to keep track of. Okay, have a great night. I thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I thank you for sharing, and of course I thank you for your support. I hope you have been inspired. I hope you learned something new. Have a great night and a great week. I will be on the Stampin' Piece VIP group on Thursday at 2 p.m. for another Facebook Live. So I hope you will join me then. If you're not on the Stampin' Piece VIP group, search it